Also, let's move over to somebody else that's been doing some good business or did some good business recently, and that is DJ Akademiks, the Academy. So more episodes, we have to pull the YouTube up for this. More episodes of the comment section has passed, but the podcast is done. It's done already. Akademiks signed a great podcast to the Academy, and this is his first great signee. He signed Troy Ave, the Facto podcast.
I was watching that, so that's official. Like
that's official.
Oh wow!
And he wasn't doing that before. This is new.
Wait, did he sign him on the show?
No. The Facto podcast was already a thing. Troy Ave already had that. That's been and the Facto podcast. I think Troy Ave's had that podcast since the pandemic. At least he's on year 2 or 3 on that podcast alone.
Shit.
But now it's under the Academy.
I was watching it. I felt like it was cool. Like
No, and that's the thing. It's like the reason that's a good move is okay. This first episode was kind of a mess. I've seen episodes of the Facto podcast where I'm like, this is kind of straight. If I was a Troy Ave fan, I would fuck with this shit. And Troy Ave is kind of the perfect person. He's the perfect person for a podcast. He's
really a cool nigga.
He's really a cool nigga. His podcast always did numbers. I think when I looked at his podcast before, I feel like that we looked at it at the beginning of this podcast as well. Even when we went to his YouTube channel, it was like all the episodes had 20 to 50,000. You know what I'm saying? Legitimate reach, and he was dropping weekly. And that's the thing about Troy Ave is he's 100% independent. He
Everything about him is like authentic. Like all his numbers are like
everything is real. I've never looked at Troy Ave's numbers and been like, this nigga's buying views or bots.
I don't think anybody wants to help him enough for him to cheat.
I think that's why it's like, this is the perfect person, because that whole comment section shit.
No industry ties.
No industry ties. You got somebody who could, and that was something Akademiks did say. He was like, okay, I will say one thing. Akademiks, in terms of like rolling out podcasts of him, he's just like, he got to stop going to the first appearance drunk. That shit is getting old. Like, he was like, him showing up, like rolling out, introducing us to people and being drunk on the first appearance. It's like, I like Akademiks. And I like you sober and drunk, but it's like, when something important like this is happening, this is a big moment. You're assigning a podcast that I think is going to do really well because he was doing well by himself. It's like, why are you fucking hammered? You know what I'm saying? You on the couch like...
Nigga said he MC hammered on the couch.
Yeah, like you on the couch and he's literally legit like this on the couch. Like, just wanted to say like, like...
I think it's safe to say he's an alcoholic.
And you're not a good actor because your eye's not...
Yeah, I'm not even fucking... Yeah, so it's like... And every time I see him drunk interacting with other people that's just not his computer screen, he always comes off so socially awkward. And I'm like, is it because he's drunk? Or is he really just like socially awkward even when he's sober? Like,
or it's both.
Or it's both, and it's just amplified. Because I'm like...
Or it's like, why are you thinking this hard?
Right.
Like, at this point, nigga, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, nigga, you and Troy fuck with each other. It's obvious. Like, why can't y'all just kick it and have a cool rollout? You know what I'm saying? It's like... You being drunk is kind of fucking my vibe up of enjoying this rollout right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like when your dad show up drunk to your games. It's
like,
nigga.
It's like, I appreciate you're here.
On, Dad.
But goddamn, nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Stayed home.
But outside of that, though, I think it was a great move. Because then I was also thinking about it. Yeah, we've been shitting on Akademiks for a while, like the last couple of months, and it's not shitting on them. It's just he's been doing a lot of goofy shit. That has to be
shit's just been happening.
And he could even sympathize with that. It's like, nigga,
he
like
has to
fuck
understand that too. But I was like, when I saw this, I literally thought about this shit all day. I said, this is gonna do well. Like that's all I kept thinking because I'm people that don't like Troy Ave. That's great. That's great. And but Troy Ave doesn't jump off the bridge without facts. It's the Facto podcast.
Right.
So normally when he's jumping off the bridge, it's shit that's like. He'll say some disrespectful shit, but he has like 4 receipts.
Yeah.
So that weighs a lot when you have a machine behind you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and a lot of Troy Ave's like, maybe hatred. It probably stems from other niggas' like opinion about Troy Ave.
That's a whole fact.
And it's like it's that in mind. But when you watch him, it's like the nigga just chilling. He's really a regular nigga,
bro. He's really minding his business, getting money, bro.
And
like if we're being real,
when you watch it, it's kind of like, damn, how is this nigga in text home beefing? Like,
because niggas hate him because he
who the fuck is the fake one?
Exited the streets, right? That's why they hate him.
Yeah, because I think that's the biggest thing with niggas like the Tax Stone side. So I self-admittedly didn't like Troy Ave because I was a Tax Stone fan.
Simply just off loyalty,
Simply
right?
off this fact that I fucked with Troy. I fucked with Tax Stone.
Who's that guy? Fuck him.
Yeah, literally. Like,
You don't like him, I don't like him.
yeah, like for sure. But like as time went on, but I do remember like the street niggas, which is what Tax Stone was. Troy,
he's earned that right.
He's earned that for sure.
He's serving it right now.
Their biggest thing, and even Casanova didn't really fuck with Troy Ave. Their biggest thing was Troy Ave claims that like he graduated from the street and he was like the snowman and all this other shit, but they're like none of us remember him on the block, and we were all on the block.
And they love like street niggas love that the eye test. Like, who saw you doing
We
this
didn't
shit?
see you. Where did we like?
Where did it happen?
That was their biggest thing. I felt like all the time. So it was like that was what their hatred of him was like resting on.
Yeah.
So it was like
Just flossy ass nigga with no receipts.
pretty much. Yeah. So
And where is he? Is that Troy Ave right there?
that's Troy Ave on the
that's Troy
far
Ave
right.
right
there.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that
That's a different
Vlad?
guy.
Is that Vlad's face?
That's a Vlad stencil or a little like it's like a church fan.
Yeah.
Like pop out kind of thing.
And who were the women?
The one on the far left is his co-host. I can't remember what her name is, but she is his co-host.
The one in
for
the
sure.
The
Givenchy?
chocolate one? Which one?
The chocolate one,
The
yeah.
chocolate one, yeah.
Okay.
Though the light skinned one, she's just like a homegirl that was there that day.
She doesn't look like she's excited to be here.
It's not
I think
the
it's just
still.
I think it's just the still.
just the still.
She was pretty hype on that fucking couch,
Yeah.
telling a story. But they were all drunk. You know, her story took 30 minutes to
With
say.
reposado on the table.
Women
Yeah.
don't ever tell good
And that's
stories.
the thing, man. Like
Sorry, the class as well. Yeah.
you,
And Troy Ave, like,
is he a good podcast? Like
He's a good
host?
He's a good podcaster. He's good, bro. He's good.
Host? Because I watched like part of the episode.
Yes, I don't think this is a good example episode.
Yeah.
I've seen Troy Ave episodes before the signing, and I thought it was good. As you know what I'm saying? Like, he's holding the topics, he's bouncing.
Were the women there?
Sometimes, but not all the time. I think this might. I never watched consistently, so I don't know when she came into the fold.
How long is y'all grace period with podcasts? Because like what you just said, this isn't the best example. I recently tried to get into Shane Gillis podcast, and I love Shane Gillis, but maybe I just picked the wrong episode. It's like
It's not hitting for you.
do you have a grace period when it comes to that shit, or are you just like if you don't get me on the first try, then it's kind of over?
I got a grace period. I don't know, the way I'm learning, the way I watch podcasts now, or the way I'm watching new podcasts now, it's the transition. It's shorts, clips, full episodes. So I'm not jumping in.
It's the hierarchy.
Yeah, the only time I'm watching full things is if it's like I'm there for its birth. You know what I'm saying? Like, like episode 1. Like, hey, we just started a podcast. Then I'm there from the inception. But if it's some shit that's already been running, shorts, reels, shorts, clips, full episodes.
Yeah.
And then some people, I might go up to the full episode and go right back down to the clips. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I love the clips and I love the shorts. I'm not invested in the full podcast.
Right.
But I'm still a consumer of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still watch Jeff Teague, Jeff Teague's podcast. I've worked my way up to that, but I still don't watch full episodes. But I watch a lot of clips now. I probably watched full episodes based off clips, but
Probably watch more full episodes watching clips.
that's a whole fact. Yeah, dead ass. So, but yeah, and Troy Ave, another thing too is that this isn't a new podcast. I'm almost positive Troy Ave started this during the pandemic. This is year 3, at least. I'm thinking at least 2 minimum.
Why? So why is the ribbon just being cut now?
Because he just signed to Akademiks.
Because he just signed to the Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, he's been
this
in the
is-
game
this
doing
is
his
the
thing for a
Academy
little
signing.
bit, but you know, he got an overseas contract now. He's trying to go pro.
He was independent. Now he's got backing.
And
And I think Troy Ave and Akademiks are going to be a good.
They could do some magic
I
together.
think they're a good duo for sure.
And I think you are right. I looked it up on the screen here. And 2020, May 16th of 2020, I think is episode 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yep.
believe.
So
2020,
yeah, he started right in the pandemic. When
Yeah.
that was when shit shut down. That was literally when the world shut down in
So
March.
this nigga said, "Let me prepare."
Yeah. And it's like Troy, if you don't like Troy, which a lot of people don't like Troy Ave, he knows how to speak to just piss niggas off. Like during this, the nigga was like, somebody was telling the story, and he was like, go ahead and tell your story. I'm gonna eat off this Versace plate with these 2 with these $200 napkins type shit.
Yeah.
Like he said shit like
These
that
Gucci
that has you
chopsticks.
hate
But you
that
see-
nigga. Yeah,
and
like,
you see, that's just the level of like life niggas. Most people want to aspire to
Yeah,
be when you could
exactly.
just say like actual things that are
Yeah.
happening to you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm grabbing this $200 napkin that I'm about to wipe my nasty fucking mouth
throw the
on.
fuck away.
Man, whatever. It's $200.
Where's that slate bitch I had?
Yeah, whatever.
Pick that up, please.
Like, where's my
Yeah,
champagne
bro.
on the rocks, which is in the back, which I didn't see when I first watched it.
Yeah, nigga.
I didn't see that champagne.
Nigga was
but
talking about $100 fruits. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
know what I mean?
he
Like,
was
it's-
like, even when he's casually talking, he throws the price tag out of something.
and
You know
that's what he
I'm saying?
said. Like, I'm eating on $100 fruits. Like, what the fuck is $100 fruits?
yeah, like
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
eating on these Versace
How vague
plates.
is that?
you know when you listen to somebody smart, you might hear a word you gotta Google the definition of. Like,
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to this
yeah.
nigga.
Like he's that type of nigga.
You gotta look up a country club just to see what the fuck he's talking
Every
about.
now and then he'll drop a word like elucidate. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, how the fuck you
And
know
let me
what
see.
that word
Let me look at Troy Ave.
Which is a good word. You should write it
Shit,
down.
my watch illuminates.
Let me look at Troy Ave Spotify.
Shit.
Because the nigga's been independent for a long time. He does well for himself. He beat the case.
Let's not play a numbers game with this nigga.
Yeah,
We know
nah.
it's not gonna be crazy. It's Troy Ave.
Because I hate numbers. Fuck numbers.
You want to guess
What numbers you looking at?
Monthly monthly listeners.
over or under 600,000?
Oh, under. I'm thinking.
Ooh, if we
Are you
prize
talking on
picking
Spotify?
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
you said
thinking-
600,000
I'm
a
thinking
month?
I'm thinking 115.
Under.
Oh, monthly listeners.
I'm
and
going
plays.
under.
I'm thinking 60 to 115, even though that's a big range. I'm thinking 60.
60 to
60
1.
might, 60 might be too low.
Nah,
That's too low.
Nah, I'm
If
giving
Troy-
I feel like
I'm thinking
300,000 is respectable.
Yeah, and that's generous. I feel like if he was getting to 600, we probably would have talked about this podcast sooner.
I think it's more than that. It's got to be. Yeah, it's more than that. 540.
Oh, 545,000.
Yeah. I
A
figured
month?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Yeah.
This
yeah.
nigga's doing great. Sorry, Troy.
Yeah,
doing
apologies, nigga. We can't live as lavish as you.
Well, Grant, well,
This nigga's living
500. He's not making no money off of that, but that's a
No, yes,
healthy
he is.
number.
That's
I mean, I
Spotify.
would
He's
hope he's
definitely
making
making money
some
off
money
that.
off
That's Spotify.
Yeah, he's making money.
Spotify don't pay shit.
Every 1 million streams is $4,000.
Nigga,
He's probably doing a couple
Oh, so
million.
he's right. They don't pay shit.
yeah, they don't pay shit.
Nigga, he's probably getting a couple million a month. He could be.
Oh, you mean streams?
Wait, I
Sorry.
thought we
Yeah.
just said 600,000 a month.
No.
That's monthly
Monthly
listeners.
listeners.
Oh, okay. You just nah.
1 million. So that's the amount of people. 1 million streams is $4,000.
And how many
Which
streams
is
you
really
think he's getting?
really piss poor. Truthfully.
Yeah, that's
low.
a
And
terrible
when-
deal.
He's doing.
And you gotta
he's doing
understand-
millions of streams a month.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. He's doing
so he's getting
millions. but
thousands of dollars.
Hell
That's
yeah.
not a lot of money.
You
That's-
got,
that's
but,
my point.
and you
Yeah.
gotta
He could be
understand.
getting- nigga, are
Let's
we
be
saying?
honest.
Are we gonna act? Okay, let's just say he's getting $35,000 a month in music alone. We're gonna act like that's not a lot. It's a
But
lot
this
of
is
money.
a nigga that uses Versace.
Well,
hand
I don't know if he's
sanitizer
getting.
like this.
Whoa,
I don't think he's
whoa.
getting
A
that
month
much.
is a lot.
Spotify. We're talking about Spotify. Let's not change the fucking goalposts. We're talking about
We're not.
Spotify. There's no. In order to get $35,000 a month off of Spotify,
Divided by 4.
nigga, you gotta be. You gotta have like
Yeah,
the
you gotta
weekend
have a lot.
numbers.
Yeah,
You
you gotta
gotta
have
be-
a lot.
He's not. And
These
it's
are
like,
these are yeah.
He don't get me wrong, he's making like something, but like he lives in New York, he got $200 napkins.
Yeah. Rent is a mortgage.
And I'm not gonna lie, like this is honestly, I'm telling
He
the truth.
puts some music out a lot.
I
Too.
just saw like an actual recent study about Spotify. Like nigga, that it's a bunch of artists coming out saying they don't get paid shit.
That's because they're signed to labels. This nigga's 100% independent.
I don't know, dog. I don't want to feel. I don't want to like say
You
what
don't
Tax
wanna,
Stone
like-
said to be like, I don't see it. Like just be
Yeah.
like, you know,
Right.
I don't see the shit. Like, but I
I'll
don't
tell
know.
you-
But
You don't
Okay.
want him to be broke, but you just don't
I'll
think
tell
it's
you
there.
this. I'll tell you just based off experience in the music industry and how that shit works.
if you're
When
independent, for
when
sure.
you're 100% independent and you have almost 600,000 monthly listeners, you're
Yeah,
getting
you
money.
get
nigga.
money.
You're
He's getting
getting money, nigga.
He's-
like,
well, he
when
might
you're
have been
as soon
getting
as you're
money.
signed to somebody, so like 1 million streams is $4,000. Normally, when niggas sign to somebody, all of a sudden their 1 million streams is like $250.
Yeah.
like that. But he's getting all his shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
That's the biggest difference.
metrics are different.
It's completely different. It's
He
completely,
was getting all of his shit.
no,
We're,
still
we're just
talking
looking
about
at music.
talking
We're
about
not looking at
music.
podcasts.
Oh, okay, I thought
Yeah,
we
we're
were
talking
talking
just the nigga. Then he's already did the podcast that was successful by itself. Now
But-
he just signed to Akademiks.
But let's not even count the podcast. Well, We can get.
I mean, he's
Count it
getting.
all.
It's successful, but I know what you're saying. But overall,
the nigga's getting money.
Yeah, he is, but I
Niggas
don't know
getting
how,
money.
I don't know how he is because I mean 100 million right here is essentially $400,000, but like I don't know how long that took before that song got to 100 million.
and
See when it
it's
came
so
out.
many different like how are they
See what year it
paying
came out.
off?
Click on it.
Yeah, that's true. I got it muted, so it ain't gonna play.
She belongs to the
2015.
game.
This is 2015.
Okay.
She belongs to the game. Wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful right there.
I think the nigga
I
Trey
support
Ave getting
that.
a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie.
I think Troy Ave
I
pimped
hope-
a lot of bitches.
2014.
The
These,
fact-
these big ones are 2014, 2015. So it might have
And look-
died down now.
The
But
fact
I'm ready to see Troy Ave, like, now that he's like, I'm ready to see if he gets in. I mean, we talked about like Joe Budden taking that model or using that model of like getting into it with niggas.
Puff hit Pac.
I'm ready
For
to see,
what?
I'm just ready to see his first like podcast back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Or since this signing.
I think Tax Stone got a diss him from the cell.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's so played out, but it's not like it's not. It's always gonna do views.
Nigga, we've been
You wanna
talking
know
about
what'd be
Rory and
crazy?
Maul for fucking years.
it would be crazy
Yeah,
if
that's
like
true.
Charlemagne threw like a sub at this nigga Troy Ave. Like
But Trey Ave is petty as fuck. He's gonna print out the paperwork and literally, he might take a whole podcast and read the paperwork from when Charlemagne pleaded to that lesser charge. Like that nigga Trey
Yeah.
Ave is pretty fucking petty. Because I remember when I did in those last like 3 years that the podcast has even like been in existence, I would tune in when he would be going back and forth with niggas, and he'd be doing shit like that. Like he'll take the whole 2 hours just to read your paperwork. It'd be like, this nigga's a rat, yo. Like he's a rat. Like nigga, like this shit is crazy.
He'll
Like,
interview your fourth grade teacher.
yeah,
How
like,
many red cards did he
so
used to
yeah,
get?
like getting into it with Troy Ave, like you better not have dirt that he can find because he'll take his time. He don't care about quality at that point. It's all about
He's truly a journalist.
he's truly a journalist
He
for
go do
sure.
his research.
It's all about the facts, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I think this
That's
is great
such
for
a good.
academics.
That's a good slogan to be under too. It's all about the facts,
Facto.
paperwork,
Facto podcast.
definitions.
Yeah, so
The Facto podcast. Hey man, shout out to Academy, man. I'm glad AK making the right business moves.
he did it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he finally got one that's like, I think there's gonna like, now the Academy is a thing in my mind. Because the comment section podcast, no disrespect, that was not a launch.
You don't think you're being
It's
the
like he
Academy is a
drafted.
thing now?
Now it is.
I think that's too hasty.
Is it though?
It is a little bit because this
well,
is
that's true.
one
It's only
good
one
draft pick. You
I
get
guess
what I'm
you-
saying?
Yeah,
But
so
that can
how
make
many?
The Charlotte Hornets had one
make it a
good draft
thing.
pick in the
That's
last
true.
50 years.
Well, right now it's 2 shows because I don't. Well, if we're gonna count, I don't know if Off the Record is under the Academy.
He can make
makes
it
it a thing.
He can make it a thing, but he's not LeBron. He's not bringing hope to Cleveland.
Nobody
nigga.
said it's the best thing in the world, but it's a thing now.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a thing. Like,
We'll check back in on this 2 weeks from now. Or that's
Yeah.
probably not enough
That's
time.
not enough time.
We need some more
or
time.
yeah, we're
Month
gonna
from there.
stay tuned
Yeah,
into
we'll
the
see.
Academy because
Uh,
Academics is trying to build a network. So it's like,
quarter to it next year. You know, we'll see
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. We'll see
where
what's
things
going
at.
on.
I'm not saying like it's gonna be bad, but like I'm surprised. Like now, I get what you're saying. Like
You get what
now,
I'm
it
saying.
feels like it's starting now.
yeah, like the comment section will not be in quarter 2 of next year.
He
It's
might have
not.
to bag off the bottle a little bit to start
but
his network.
I think he needs like
He needs
that's
another one. He needs another show.
he does.
yeah.
He needs another one,
couple.
and then like a girl one. You know what I mean?
I don't like when they force the girl podcast, though, just because it's
Nope.
profitable.
I used to think that a lot too,
I don't like that
You
shit.
gots to.
but I don't think you have
It feels
to.
like
You
them
don't have
shits
to,
don't
man.
ever really
I don't
like.
think you have to.
It's going to feel like the
to.
Marvel shit niggas do. It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
You
nobody
don't need it.
The Marvels was the worst performing movie of all
Bro,
time.
But if you find two girls-
how many women podcasts are like really out here consistent?
Call it that.
That aren't talking about sucking dick. Just put your hand down.
I
None of
mean,
them.
what podcast?
He was so defeated. He was like,
Bro, even in terms of that, there's only a handful of them that I can think of.
Yeah.
In the urban space, it's
horrible decisions.
it's horrible decisions. But well, no, to be the one that she has with
And
with the other chick.
guys.
What?
That's why I said he has to find the bitches. He has to find new talent.
I
nigga.
don't think
That's what I'm saying.
Finding
He's-
the bitches is not easy. Is what we're,
It's
what
not
we're
going to be
saying.
easy, but first
You
of all,
gotta
this is
let
big
them
act.
find you. It's better that way. It's more genuine. It's more impactful.
Well, now
Nigga,
you're talking
it's
about
a-
actual pimping. That's
Well, it
something
relates
else.
to every facet of life.
Context pimp.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I think he needs like maybe one more show, 2 more shows. It's a little hasty though. We'll see where it ends up in about 2 more months.
Yeah.
But I watched about 30 minutes of it. I was like, okay, this, AK's drunk, but fuck it. Troy Ave talking shit. Got some bitches in the building. They drinking too.
Yeah, everybody's feeling good.
Yeah.
It's a good.
It's
good
like a
vibes.
Troy Ave, like, yo, where's your cup? Where's your cup?
Yeah,
And the
you're
bitch
right,
like, here's my cup.
Yeah, niggas was
And
partying.
it's like, I got your cup.
Yeah,
You pour
niggas was
the bitch a
partying.
drink.
Niggas was having a good time on there for real.
Yeah.
But let's move over to other new podcasts that have formed. But